Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we look at what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Over the last month or so, I've made a number of videos looking at how Russia has developed its various industrial sectors to become independent of the West. I've also talked about Russia's agricultural miracle and not only how it became self-sufficient in food production, but also the world's largest exporter of wheats and grains. Also covered about the engineering and nuclear energy sectors. Now, almost all of you will agree that the health and well-being of its population is, or at least should be, the major priority of any government. Now, this is particularly relevant and pertinent in Russia after the collapse of the Soviet Union. In the 1990s, Russia entered a lost decade where many of the state institutions developed and descended into chaos, and the health and life expectancies of Russians plummeted. Now, in the 2000s, due to the efforts of the new government, the situation did improve dramatically. And today I want to talk about how Russia is experiencing rapid growth in an industry that until recently was almost entirely dominated by foreign manufacturers. That's the pharmaceutical and medical industries. Now, the sector was previously assessed as highly import dependent. Experts estimated that the industry was 90% dependent on imports, with domestic production accounting for only 5 to 6% of drug production. Furthermore, only 18% of medical products and equipment were actually produced in Russia. And that was a big change from the days of the Soviet Union. Now, how has all this progress been achieved in recent years and in such a short time? Well, when sanctions were first introduced back in 2014 and then massively increased in 2022, it was clear that Russia had to embark on a development of its own pharmaceutical and medical industry, and that should be a priority in order to ensure the safety of the country and its population. Now, securing self-sufficiency in this area is not a political issue, but a matter of great importance, particularly in the context of the hybrid war that's been taking place against Russia and the comprehensive restrictions imposed by Western countries on the Russian economy. The Russian import substitution program started in the medical and pharmaceutical sector in 2014 and has resulted in the creation of 77 industrial production sites in Russia in the last 2 years alone. 14 new production facilities have also opened, with 8 with the ability to produce pharmaceutical substances. Also, hundreds of new drugs and medical devices developed in Russia have appeared, and entire medical clusters are actually opening. In the summer of 2023, the government approved the Pharma 2030 development strategy for the pharmaceutical industry. This strategy assumes a significant increase in the share of domestically produced strategic medicines by 2030 by up to 90%. Now, the pharmaceutical industry and the medical equipment sector were actually only minimally affected by the sanctions, with only a few items and pieces of equipment disappearing from the market. I mean, the majority of pharmaceutical, medical equipment and products imported into Russia. But however, the suppliers have noticed logistical difficulties, payment difficulties, etc. But despite the sanctions, major pharmaceutical companies have not ceased operations in Russia, but they've just significantly scaled back their activities. Now, that said, Russia's recently seen a number of significant developments in the pharmaceutical and medical industries. Now, Russian developments include a method for treating brain diseases based on reprogramming of skin cells into neurons, as well as a new drug against a type of cancer. Russian medicines for psoriasis and diabetes are undergoing clinical trials. And drug production has actually increased by more than 7% over the last year, and a total of 530 domestic drugs were released onto the market, including some advanced products. Also, new tissue engineering products for the restoration of cartilage tissue, modern bionic prostheses, new heart valves and vascular prostheses have been developed. Now, these are just some of the results that I've been able to find out that they've been achieved. Now, the pharmaceutical industry in Russia does play a crucial role in ensuring the country's ability to protect itself from epidemics and the consequences of emergencies, as well as providing for the quality and level of life for the citizens. Their involvement in the economy and the health of future generations really depends on the availability of modern medicines and medical equipment. Now, a well-structured health sector is an important indicator of a country's overall development and its attractiveness as a place to live. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin was talking about the preliminary results of the program's implementation, and he said, "A great deal has been accomplished thus far, but there's still much more to be done." Now, he highlighted some of the achievements already made with regard to so-called vital drugs. He said, "We're able to provide around 75% currently through our own production." Now, he also identified 4 key areas for focus, and these are supporting scientific developments in the medical field, expanding the domestic market, increasing the production of medicines, and also working on the training and retraining of medical and pharmaceutical personnel. Now, by the end of 2024, the national project, New Health-Saving Technologies, will have been developed and implemented. One of the key objectives of this particular national project is the introduction of new domestic drugs, medical devices, biomedical cells products into healthcare. Now, this all aligns with the objective of strengthening the state cultural value and economic self-sufficiency, and increasing the country's population and the standard of living of the citizens. Now, the medical and pharmaceutical industry is currently one of the most dynamic and rapidly developing sectors. Manufacturers of medical products and drugs now have access to a wide range of financial support measures. These include preferential investment loans from the Industrial Development Fund, special investment contracts, venture investments made through the Pharma Med Innovations Fund, and they're to finance scientific research and other support measures. And consequently, the domestic drugs market now accounts for some 63% of the total volume, and that figure's actually on the rise. Russia is now self-sufficient in production of 20% of the substances that are required for the manufacture of medicines, and that's up from 6% previously. Now, the production of medical products is also developing with the creation of original materials for prosthetics, diagnostic and therapeutic devices. Although the dependence on imports still remains high, the figures are no longer as alarming as they once were. Currently 75% of medical equipment in Russia is still imported, so this represents a significant opportunity for growth by domestic manufacturers. Now, in an interview with the publication RBC, Rostec's head, Sergei Cherzenov, noted that currently his company produces 150 different types of medical equipment. Rostec's recently launched a number of new products, including the first Russian complex for the non-surgical tumour removers using focused ultrasound, breathing support device for newborns, ventilators, diagnostic devices and other medications. Now, the production of diagnostic equipment is increasing. The product range includes X-ray systems, tomographs and ultrasound machines. Now, over the period from 2016 to 2022, the production of ultrasound machines actually increased tenfold. Electrocardiograph production doubled, and disposable syringes production tripled. It's now estimated that 80% of the certifications for medical products are now made by Russian manufacturers, and new products in the field of hemostatic, wound healing and anti-burn agents are being developed and brought to the market. Since 2021, a new enterprise has been operational in Russia, producing latex for medical and technical gloves. Prior to this, all the material was sourced exclusively from overseas. Now, there are new factories and laboratories being constructed all over Russia, and partnerships between research centres and enterprises are being established. In 2022 alone, a line for the production of strategically important drugs was launched in Saransk, and that has a capacity to produce up to 1 billion tablets per year. That's a fair old number. There's also production sites in Cherniglovka, Dubna, Korolev and Dnipro near Moscow have been set up, as of 10 new lines for the production of pharmaceutical substances in Bratsk, plus a large-scale production of vital drugs in the Irkutsk region will start operations in the near future. Also, new scientific facilities are being created. A laboratory for the development of new drugs was recently opened in Tomsk at the Siberian State Medical University. And in the future, A pharmaceutical engineering centre will be created on the basis of the Siberian University. This year, a centre for the production of gene therapy drugs has been founded at the Russian National Research Medical University. So, plus the potential for the creation of centralised services using artificial intelligence technologies has now been explored. And its aim is enabling medical organisations in the regions to conduct diagnostic studies using the technological developments and capabilities of the Moscow region. Now, one of the key aspects of the industry's development is related to the trust in domestic products. So everybody knows it takes years to develop a reputation for trust in this area. But despite that, more than half of Russians prefer domestic medicines to foreign ones, and only a quarter prefer them imported. So there's still a bit of work to go. I mean, it's often the case a person becomes accustomed to a certain type of medication, and whether they believe in it or not, it's an aspect of psychology. So, do you believe it, do you not? I mean, that means that the Russian market of pharmaceuticals and medical equipment, which is becoming more apparent, will still remain open for foreign medicines and technologies, and Russia hopes to develop international cooperation and exchange some of the developments with the West. Still happy to exchange things. I mean, one of the reasons and factors in this Russia's technological sufficiency is the well-being of the people, and everybody wants them to live longer, be better, and get on with life. So, as you've heard, there's a fair old bit going on here in Russia, and there's lots to do, lots to see, and I will continue to keep you updated now. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. If you want to support my channel and help me fund the website SCOBRICSinsight.com, you can click on the thanks button next to the like button and make a small donation, which I would greatly appreciate. So, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.